Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. We will start program today with a short meditation. Please settle on your seats. Sit comfortably. Keep one palm on the other, right palm on the left palm. Connect the two thumbs lightly and gently. Place them on your lap. Straighten your back and align with the head. Gently and compassionately towards yourself and to everyone else, close your eyes. Lightly close your eyes, not tightly. Relax your shoulders. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your body and relax your mind. Now recognize the sounds around that you can possibly hear. Just recognize them. Feel the different sensations that you experience right now. If you have any particular sensation, dominant sensation somewhere in your body, pay attention to that. Spotlight on that area. Investigate. Zoom in and see what's going on. Any particular numbness, tightness, pain, discomfort? How it is happening? Is it a mild sensation or a moderate sensation or an intense pain? What kind of sensation do you have? Is it burning, pinching? Is it excruciatingly painful? Can you really see or locate the exact painful place? Does it remain the same or is it changing? Is it jumping here and there, moving slowly? Or do you see some waves like sensation? The pain is up and down, or appearing and disappearing, appearing in one place, disappearing there, and appearing in somewhere else. What's happening in your mind right now? What kind of thoughts do you get it? What is the thought that you have right here, right now? Is it a negative thought or a positive thought or just a neutral thought? Is it related to any of your past experience or any of your future upcoming event? Or you are completely focusing at the present moment? Are you able to focus on this present moment? What is the thought that you have? And with that thought, how does your body react? How do you feel in your brain area with that thought? What is the brain wave pattern? How about the breath pattern with that thought? How about your heartbeat with that thought? Just observe the thought coming in and going away. Coordinate the thought, the mind, and the body. How does it react to each other? Stay calm and unmoved. Relax your body and relax your mind. Take a good long deep breath and hold it for a few seconds. And then slowly release and relax. With a good positive energy towards yourself, loving kindness, compassion towards yourself and towards everyone else. Now gently, compassionately, and slowly open your eyes. Okay, so today I want to discuss with you a section of Satipatthana Sutta regarding the mind, what we call Cittānupassanā. In the sutta, the Buddha talks about Katancha Pana Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Chitte Cittanupasse Viharati. Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Saragang Va Chittang Saragang Chittanti Pajanati. Vitaragang Va Chittang Vitaragang Chittanti Pajanati. Sadosang Va Chittang Sadosang Chittanti Pajanati. Vitadosang Va Chittang Vitadosang Chittanti Pajanati. Samohang Va Chittang Samohang Chittanti Pajanati. Vitamohang Va Chittang Vitamohang Chittanti Pajanati. Sankhittang Va Chittang Sankhittang Chittanti Pajanati. Vikhittang Va Chittang Vikhittang Chittanti Pajanati. Mahaggatang Va Chittang Mahaggatang Chittanti Pajanati. Amahaggatang Va Chittang Amahaggatang Chittanti Pajanati. Sauttarang Va Chittang Sauttarang Chittanti Pajanati. Anuttarang Va Chittang Anuttarang Chittanti Pajanati. Samahitang Va Chittang Samahitang Chittanti Pajanati. Asamahitang Va Chittang Asamahitang Chittanti Pajanati. Vimuttang Va Chittang Vimuttang Chittanti Pajanati. Avimuttang Va Chittang Avimuttang Chittanti Pajanati. So these are the 16 kinds of chittas that we need to recognize. And out of them, 8 and 8, some of them are kind of unwholesome or negative, or the others are much more positive. And all of them can be mundane and supramundane also. So over here, compared to some other teachings, we don't see that the Buddha is asking us to abandon those wholesome or unwholesome, right? He says just read it, just recognize it. That is very interesting. Just like you go in front of a mirror, you look at the mirror, you see yourself. You don't want to hide it. You see yourself. That is really important, to see yourself. Be honest and sincere. Same thing. Look at your mind and read the mind. Identify the thought. Recognize the thought. So this recognition is the initial part, which is really important. If you make a mistake in the recognition part, if your initial step is wrong, then the rest of the steps can also be wrong. Later, of course, when you are much more experienced and when you are able to monitor, manipulate, control more, you can work out on your unwholesome and wholesome thoughts. But at the beginning, just see it as they really are. Read the mind, read the chitta, recognize them. So when you have raga chitta, these are the 8 kinds of lobha chittas, the chittas with greed. So many different kinds of chittas are there. So all of them can be counted here as raga chitta. So when you have it, you just recognize it. I got it. I have a raga chitta right now. I have a saraga chitta, saragangva chitta. In fact, the whole day we don't have it. We don't get that saraga chitta whole day. Most of the time, actually, in the day, we have much more neutral thoughts. So you recognize. When you have saraga chitta, you recognize right away, on the spot. Close your eyes and read your mind. I do have a saraga chitta. Maybe some of the body symptoms you can recognize. You do have some sensations in your body, different parts of the body. You have those signs, then you recognize you have saraga chitta. You can see your brain waves different now. Your um, your breath pattern also is different. Your heartbeat is different, palpitation. So the entire body system changes. You need to recognize it. So this recognition part again is very, very important. Remember, the Buddha said, Venerable Sariputta, the foremost among the wise monks, he's the one who leads people to Sotapanna stage, which is the hardest part. And Venerable Moggallana, the one who is foremost among the psychic powers, he is the one who leads to the rest of the Magga Phalas, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahant. Why? Venerable Sariputta being the foremost among the wise monks, he's good. Has he been relegated to a little bit lower stage? Not really. That is the hardest part. Once you are into that, once you are into Sotapanna, the rest of the Magga Phalas almost guaranteed. So it is not so difficult. What is more difficult, like in this samsara, we are so full of overwhelmed with defilement. So leading someone to Sotapanna is the most challenging part. And for that, there should be someone who is really, really wise and smart. Venerable Sariputta was like a mother, the Buddha said. He is such an important monk. He is very humble, very simple, although he is the Agga Savaka. Apart from the Buddha, he was the next in line, kind of. He is such an important monk, but yet he was so simple, so humble, and he could lead the other monks to the Sotapanna. So, like here, we have people meditating. So, it is easier for them to guide, for us to guide them. But if someone is not interested in meditation or not interested in Dhamma, it is so hard. It is so difficult to lead them or invite them to practice the Dhamma. Just like that. Our mind, the first stage, the initial stage, is the most important part. So, just like you see yourself right in front of the mirror, see your mind, read your mind. When you have raga chitta, do not pretend, oh, I don't have it. Just accept it. The moment you accept any of your mistake, you have an ample opportunity to rectify that mistake. If you try not to accept that mistake, citing some other excuses, oh, I got this because of that, I got this because of that person or this situation, under this circumstance, I had to have this. These are all lame excuses. You don't want to accept your fault, then you don't have an opportunity to rectify your mistake. So it is very, very important you recognize your mistake. Then you can do something about that later on. Once you recognize your mistake, almost 50% of your problem is solved, in fact. For example, let's say you have a raga chitta, you recognize it. You just close your eyes, recognize it right here, right now. I have raga chitta. Then you will not, most certainly, you will not react with your mind, with your body, and with your word. So you will be able to control most of the time unnecessary negative impact that you can mm, release through these three sense doors. So recognition is again very important. And this again can happen to many people. How does it happen? Like, it's not so easy, it's not so practical to recognize that raga chitta right away. Yes, it is also true. It's not like something like tangible that comes into your mind and you don't even know. You might know it maybe days later, maybe weeks later, maybe hours later. You might recognize, oh, I had that thought before, but right there, right now, right here, right now, if you can see that, that is the achievement that we need to um, work on. So, how does it happen? It does happen only when you keep meditating. Continuously meditate. On daily basis you meditate. One major session or two major sessions at least a day you meditate, so your mind becomes calm and peaceful and serene. And when you are calm and peaceful and serene, your mind is more organized. Your body is also more organized. And then it is easier for you to recognize your thoughts. You can actually narrow the gap between the recognition part and the actual happening of that thought. So you can at least narrow that. Okay, just an hour ago I felt it. That means it's an improvement. If you have it like that, it's an improvement. And so you continue to work on that. You will be able to recognize it right away, right there, right now. So practice daily. On daily basis you practice your mind, meditation, whatever meditation is okay, like metta bhavana, loving kindness meditation. Or you can also practice anapanasati, contemplation on breath. Or you can practice on death or foulness of the body, or kasina bhavana, or any other bhavana. Meditation on even Buddhanusati, contemplation on the Buddha. All these meditations can be very helpful if you do it regularly. And then in between, when you have some special feeling, then you need to meditate right away, as soon as possible. When it happens, you can, if you can recognize, I get this raga chitta, you can meditate. If you can close your eyes, then you can actually control that to a greater extent. You just recognize it. Just recognize it. That's okay. And then vitaragang va chittang, vitaragang chittanti pajanati. When you don't have that raga, that means lokiya, kusala vipaka chittas, when you have that time, mundane, wholesome chittas you have, you just recognize it. And sadosang va chittang sadosang chittanti pajanati, when you have dosa chitta, the anger chitta, anger mind, angry mind, you have to recognize it. Compared to the other chittas, raga chitta is a very, very strong chitta that can happen to someone. If you are mindful, if you are meditating, you can easily find your bodily reactions. And when you have dosa chitta or angry mind, that again is a really easier task for you to recognize your anger. When you are angry, different people have different bodily sensations. Maybe with your heartbeat, maybe with your brain area becomes really warm, or your muscles getting like your body shaken, or many things can happen to your body when you are angry. So more or less, different people have different intensities. Also, depending on that occasion, the angry level, occasion, situation, the anger, the intensity of anger can differ. You need to recognize with your bodily sensation. When you are mindful about your body, you can see there is a difference right now. So you can recognize it. And a lot of people don't even know that. They don't know that they were angry. They might probably see, look into themselves, oh, I got angry, maybe some days later. Some people don't even think of it. Or they just even want to justify that I got angry because of that person. He said to me like that, so I was angry. I think it is good that I got angry. So you try to justify that. This is what most of the time happen to us. Look at the moha that is fooling us again at the back end. Moha, the ignorance or the avijja, always fooling us, pretending that we are doing the right thing. Okay, you need to do this thing. You need to proactively engage in this situation. This is actually the the ignorance. We have to be very careful about that. So when you are angry, just recognize it. How does it happen, and what does it happen? Um, what does it create? How your body and mind um, react to each other when you are angry? So this is what we need to know. And then when you don't have anger, also you can actually recognize it. Vita dosanga chitta. So that time you also have some wholesome, mundane, wholesome uh, mind, chittas happening. Most of the time, let's say like you see a Buddha statue, or you are in a meditative mode, or you listen to some chanting, or you talk to a monk, or you read even a book, Dhamma book, you listen to a Dhamma talk, you might have these wonderful, wholesome thoughts. And then you recognize it. Just recognize. That is very important. So even whether it is good or bad, you recognize it. That is important. And then samohang va chittang and vitamohang va chittang. This is related to the moha. So this moha chitta, the twofold moha chitta, we need to recognize these things too. It is very important that we recognize that ignorance, that avijja that is fooling us. but it is very difficult again. When we are in that mode, some of the signs that I can recommend: if someone appreciate you, you feel like little bit, oh, very good, he is appreciating me. Or someone, like you also have maybe, because of your own, like maybe a lot of fans or a lot of followers you have, then you can, probably you will be in the midst of overwhelmed with moha. So you are a leader, maybe. You are a very public figure, maybe. There is an opportunity for you to be controlled by, fooled by the moha. If you have a lot of money, also this could happen to you. Your ego can fool you. If you have a good physical body or good looking body, also you can be fooled. Or if you are a very highly educated person, this could still happen to you. Even when you know a lot of Dhamma, still it could happen to you. I know Dhamma, so this could also happen to you. Even if you practice a lot of meditation, underneath, you don't know, you might not know. If you are not mindful, this could also happen to you. So we have to be constantly mindful about that samoha or vitamoha stage. Sankhittang va chittang and vikittang va chittang. So sankhitta, or contracted mind, or what was the word we learned last time? Crammed mind. Yeah, so we are crammed or we are contracted because of the, yes, yeah, constricted. Yeah, that can also happen because of the thina midda, sloth and torpor. So you don't want to do, when while meditating you feel, okay, that is enough, I want to get up, when is the bell rung? So you might feel like that. And today I had a good lunch, I don't want to meditate after that, I want to take a nap instead. So um, this kind of sankhita chitta can happen to us, thina mitta can happen to us. Then we need to actually um, recognize it first of all. So I have this thina mitta right now, sloth and torpor, bodily and mentally lethargic feeling I have right now. So I have to work on that. So one of the ways that the Buddha recommended was to practice walking meditation. Walking meditation makes you more active, and so you go out and you can practice, feel the air, fresh air. Maybe these days it is little bit colder outside, so you can still practice inside. Maybe walk up and down. If you have staircase, go up and down to make yourself little bit warmer and more active. And then you can also practice little bit walking meditation. And then there is another meditation, what we call Buddhanusati meditation. If you are a Buddhist, you can easily think of the Buddha and Buddha's amazing qualities, how he has sacrificed his own liberation on behalf of us when he could attain the Nibbana 23 Buddhas ago at the foot of Dipankara Buddha. He could do it, but he didn't do it. He came back to this samsara, jumped back to the samsara, because he thought of so many millions and millions of other sentient beings. So there are three ways for us to attain Nibbana. One is Samma Sambuddha, the other is Pacceka Buddha, the other is Arahanta Buddha. So through all these things ways we can attain Nibbana. Now, our Gautama Buddha, he decided to practice more and more paramitas, fulfill more paramitas for the well-being, for the happiness, and for the benefit of the many. So practice Buddhanusati. Do you know how to practice Buddhanusati? I think one way of practicing Buddhanusati is read this Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijja Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarathi Sattha Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati. There are millions and millions of Buddha's qualities, and out of them we have 9 virtues here, precisely concluded included into this wonderful recollection of Buddha, homage to the Buddha, chanting. And there we say, He is the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully self-enlightened One. He has perfect knowledge and behavior. He is the Sublime One, the World Knower. He is the unsurpassable trainer of those who can be trained. He is the teacher of celestial and human beings. He is awake, the Blessed One. So either you can contemplate on all these 9 virtues of the Buddha, or you can also practice one by one. Just for example, you can think of the Arahang quality. What does Arahang mean? Arahang means the worthy one, the enlightened one, the one who has completely liberated himself, completely abandoned all defilement. That is called Arahant. And there is another meaning that we need to pay attention to that. That is, even in secret, he would not do anything wrong. This is so amazing, such an wholesome, pure mind that the Tathagata, the Blessed One, the Awakened One has. So if you think of all these wonderful qualities of the Buddha, then we feel we are moral, our energy is boosted. For example, there are beautiful Navaguna Gathas actually. If you can read them, that will also be very helpful. Arahang arahoti namen arahang papang nakaraye arahat phalang pattu arahang namate namo. By name he is Arahant, as he is worthy. Even in secret he does no evil. He attains the fruit of Arahantship. To thee, the worthy one, my homage be. So you can just think of the meaning, or you can even just read something like that for your Buddhanusati meditation to make yourself um, more encouraged and to fight with your Thina Middha, sloth and torpor. This is one way of practicing um, Buddhanusati and to cope up with the Thina Middha. So when you do have Thina Middha, you become like sick. You feel like you don't want to do anything. You don't have energy. And once you think of the Buddha's amazing, wholesome qualities, you can easily boost yourself up. It's a tremendously powerful tool that you should use when you are having Thinamidda Slottantropra. Yes.
But I was just wondering how you see, or do you see Papancha, how you see that impacting that constricted mind or that tight mind that is tight, how Papancha overthinking can almost contract. Instead of having an expansive mind becomes much tighter and surrounded by, or it goes in that world, like Papancha, it just goes around and around with thought.
Yeah. So this actually Sankhita Chitta is explained in the Atthakathas commentaries as Thinamidda, that sick nature or illness of the body and the mind, because you are overwhelmed with Thinamidda. Let's say, as you said, sometimes you just go round and round and round and you don't know what you do. You still meditate, you're not really doing anything. Maybe you sit for hours, you don't feel like, I haven't done something good today. My meditation didn't work today, and you feel frustrated. This thing also can happen, but I think that is little bit different. According to this case, you don't even want to do meditation, but this can also be a reaction of that. This can lead to a reaction. um, I think in such a cases, we still should not worry too much about that, because this thing can happen to everyone. Like everything else, meditation also has its own ups and downs. It is also not permanent, right? The mental state is not permanent. If it is so permanent, so wonderful, but nothing is permanent. So is the Dhamma, so is this meditation. On a given day, you might feel so good with your meditation, and in the following session, you feel horrible. It's not working at all. This thing had happened, but still, don't feel bad. Don't feel sad. This is the nature of the meditation. It's okay. You keep doing it. For example, you sit and you don't have that concentration. Maybe you still sit. Don't change. Keep unmoved. Stay as long as you can. Keep practicing your general regular meditation session. Don't skip that. Keep doing it, and it will come when it comes. And you maybe also have to fix certain things, like go back to your sila, check your sila. Did I make some mistake? Or you can observe the sila again. Let's say you are observing five precepts. Observe the five precepts again. As a layperson, you have more opportunities actually, better than the monks. It's easier for you, and for samaneras also it's easier. But for the bhikkhus, it is much more difficult. For lay people, you observe five precepts or eight precepts. So if you break one sila, only that sila is broken. But if a samanera breaks one sila, all the 10 will be broken. Yeah, that is why you have to be even more careful. That is more challenging to become a samanera, right? So you need to think of your own sila. What did I do? Did I make some mistake? Contemplate, look in retrospection. Did you have done something? Have you done something wrong? So in that case, observe the sila again. Maybe take shower, or be make sure I'm not going to break the sila during this day, whole 24 hours. Okay, you make a determination, and then you will feel your meditation is coming back to you, and it takes its own time, its own pace. Okay, so we really can't force, I need to become sotapanna, I need to attain jhana right away. It doesn't happen like that. It takes its own pace. So don't worry. Sometimes it can happen to even the experienced meditators. It can happen. Sometimes it doesn't work. The session does not work. It's okay. You just focus. And maybe another thing, maybe you can change your meditation. The regular meditation, for example, if you keep anapana, it needs intense attention. Definitely, you need intense attention if you need to practice anapana. But metta meditation compared to that is much more easy and more enjoyable to many. You can practice metta meditation, or you can even go to element meditation, dhatu manasikara. Think of the body, and also analyze the pataviya tejo vaya of the body, and scan the body. And that way, your maybe change in the meditation on certain occasions can also be very helpful. So this way we can actually make a difference in our meditation. Yeah. And so this Vikitta and what do you call Vikitta Chitta and Sankitta Chitta. Vikitta Chitta is the Uddhacha Chitta, that is the restless mind. Yeah, restlessness again is a very, very difficult thing, and when it is restless, it is so difficult to concentrate. And when we cannot concentrate, we cannot take any decision, and it's better not to take decisions when you are actually panic. Take your own time to calm down, find peace first, and then only you should take decisions. When you are angry, do not take decisions. Take its own time to calm down. So restless mind, when you are restless, recognize you are restless now. Restlessness or uddhacha is so powerful that only an arahanta person, enlightened person, can completely eradicate that. It is just placed next to avijja. For example, in the 10 Sangyojanas, Ruparaga, Aruparaga, Mana, Uddhacha, Avijja. You see, Uddhacha is restlessness. So Uddhacha is the scattered nature of the mind that happens to many, that could happen to any of us anytime. So it is so difficult to meditate and maintain that concentration all the time, peace and calm all the time. But maybe for some of you can meditate better in the morning. Some of you can meditate better in the evening. Depends on that. And some of you can meditate alone better, and some of you feel more comfortable meditating with a group. That also motivate. Oh, this person is meditating better. I feel more encouraged, inspired by the way he or she practices. You can see, and when you see the other fellow practitioners, you can motivate yourself. These are all very wonderful ways. For Uddhacha, I think this practice of Anapana is a really, really good way to. It's a good way to practice Anapana so that you can really calm down yourself. You can get rid of that restlessness. Okay, and then we also have the other chittas, like up to this is like more or less mundane, and then we go to Mahagata Chitta and Amahagata Chitta. Here we talk about little bit jhanic stages like Rupavachara, Arupavachara Chittas. That can be Mahagata Chittas. So a Mahagata Chitta is the Kamavachara Chittas. So it is more powerful stage. For example, a person who attained jhanas, he or she should be able to recognize it. I am in jhana now, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. He or she should be able to recognize it. Same thing like when someone attains arahanthood, that person also can recognize this his or her own stage. That is very much possible. So you need to recognize it, the jhanic stage. And remember, jhanic stage is not also permanent. Sometime maybe fraction of a second you attain first jhana and it's gone. And you need to continuously practice. And it is said like utthana, pariutthana. There are different ways for you to continue it. Maybe whenever you want to go to first jhana, you should be able to go there. It doesn't happen to you right away. And then whenever you want to wake up from the jhana, you can determine yourself, make an adhitthana. Okay, I'm going to go to first jhana now. and in 2 hours time I am going to wake up from there. You can do that. So and then how long do you want to stay in the jhana, and when do you want to wake up from the jhana, what jhana do you want to attain. You can do that. This is again it can happen with the continuous practice to the meditators. Yeah, so this again is an important practice to know, like mahagata, and then samahitang va chittang and asamahitang va chittang. Samahita is when you have arpana samadhi and upachara samadhi, you need to recognize it. Arpana samadhi and upachara samadhi. So this counterpart um, um, meditation, this object, you need to recognize. This is a samahita also is related to samadhi. It's much more intense concentration. So when you are there, you need to recognize it. And you can really desire, I need to do that. I need to get it there again in the next session. So it won't come to you if you just desire it too much, just like that. So you just continue with your flow, and the meditation and these chittas can happen to you, and then you recognize it. You need to recognize it. And this is what we call asamahitang va chittang. Asamahitang chittang means when you are not in the arpana samadhi or upachara samadhi, you still can recognize it. You just observe that mind. I'm not in that arpana upachara samadhi stage. And then vimuttang va chittang, vimuttan chittang, and avimuttang va chittang, avimuttan chittang. So we can abandon the defilements in three different ways. One is called tadanga, the other one is called vikambana, the other one is called samuchcheda. Three different levels. Tadanga is just like when we meditate or when you do some dana, sila, bhavana, even listening to a Dhamma talk, or you read the Dhamma book or something, even contemplate on something good, then you normally do not have unwholesome stage, unwholesome thoughts. That is called tadanga. When you, for example, practice dana, if you have greed, you cannot give, right? You have to fight with the greed. I have something, I want to give something to some person. So you can't really do that. So you are working on with your greed. And when you are angry also, you can do certain things. So you can temporarily suppress some defilements. And vikambana is the jhanic level suppression. It is also not completely eradication. It is jhanic level, much more stronger though compared to other mundane people. The people who are in the jhanic level, practitioners, yogis, they can suppress very powerfully, immensely, when they are in the jhanic levels. You actually work with your five hindrances, right? What are the five hindrances? Kama, chanda, vyapada, thinamidha, uddhacha, kukkucha, vichikicha, right? So you are actually, it is not completely gone though, even in this jhanic level. So during that time, your mind is very, very pure. So you need to recognize that time. My mind is liberated from that, from those five hindrances. You can recognize it. And when it is not there, again, you recognize it. So like this, the meditator has to think. Iti adhyatangva chitte Cittānupassanā viharati. Adhyatangva means yourself. You need to think of yourself. I feel myself. I can read my own mind. When you keep doing it, you can read the other people. You can recognize the other people's mind too. Maybe their gestures, maybe their, whatever way, you can also feel the other people or that person. When this person has these chittas, you can also more comprehensively understand that. So Ajhatangva and Bahidha means the externally. So you need to practice both. And then Samudaya Dhammanupassi, Vaya Dhammanupassi, Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupassi. Samudaya means arising, Vaya means cessation, and Samudaya Vaya means both arising and cessation. And then Atti Chittangva, Chittanti Panasa Sati Pachupatita Hoti. So you need to now see if there is a mind, if there is a body, or if there is a being. So you need to recognize. You recognize there is only a body, not a being. Everything is just a being, just a body. All these four elements, you can see that when you continue to meditate. So this way, the monk or the practitioner has to think, has to meditate continuously without having any kind of upadana or clinging to oneself. Okay. Right. I think with that, I think I would like to conclude the Dhamma talk today, and I hope you can continue to focus on your mind, and I recommend you do it whenever you have some exciting things in front of you, maybe food or maybe some other thing that you really, really like, and that time you can recognize. And when you are sad, when you are angry, you can also recognize. That will be very helpful to all of you to find peace and happiness, and then continue to work on your mind, work on your chitta, recognize your chitta on so many different occasions. What kind of chittas do I have right now? And that itself will be so helpful. Okay, right. We have a question from Sud. Dear Bhante, like benefits of metta, is there a list of benefits for practicing Buddhanusati? I I don't really know if there is a list of them, but what we can say, do you know any?
I don't know of a list. I know I was just reading the other day this where it talks about Buddhanicity is good for fear as an antidote to fear.
Yeah.
Recollecting Buddha.
Yeah, actually there are many different benefits, but I don't know if we have any list of them. I know everyone likes to have a list when it comes to Buddhism. Okay, like 11 benefits of metta, and what do we have for Buddha Anusati? Yeah, it will be interesting. I can see like one of the benefits that we can actually find in Buddha Anusati is like you feel very energetic and you feel very happy when you think of the Buddha, and also like your mind becomes very wholesome. You don't get any negative thoughts, inspiring, motivating. Yeah, for a practitioner it can be really. And also whenever you have anger, the anger can be gone. Whenever you are restlessness can be gone. Whenever you are afraid, fear can be gone. Like in Dajjhaga Sutta, the Buddha talks about how important it is to think of the Buddha, like not of those other devas and other beings. Like compared to them, thinking of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha can be much more effective because they have eliminated the Lobha, Dosa, Moha. So that way there are many benefits. It is a good point, and we will think of maybe making a list of them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well wishes and many merits to Sue.
Right. Yes. Thank you. So Dhamma learn a great helpful methods to reflect upon. I will listen many times to gain motivation and confidence. Okay. Thank you, Dhamma learner. See you hopefully again on a Sunday. Richard. Oh, very inspiring Dhamma talk. Okay. Thank you. Right. Any other question from the audience?
Bhante, can you maybe talk about right effort, how it comes in with recognizing those states, and as the Buddha talked about, cultivating a wholesome state or maintaining a wholesome state and eliminating the unwholesome state.
Yeah.
Using right effort.
So again, this in the right effort, we have to actually proactively work on this. Like when you have unwholesome thought, you have to get rid of it, right? I don't think it is an on the spot thing. It's a continuous process. It's a continuous process. I have this habit of doing something. I have this negative habit in me. It doesn't happen right away. You need to continue to work on that. Let's say like someone who is so interested in drinking alcohol, maybe you drink a whole bottle and maybe you can cut half, or you drink like 7 days a week. Maybe you can slowly reduce that habit. I don't think like you should do it right away. It can be like negatively impacting your system. It's not possible just like that. So take some time, but you need to work on that. It'll be there for some vayama. You need to continuously work with your negative, unwholesome thoughts that you have and get rid of them slowly, one by one. Recognizing is the first stage, and then slowly get rid of them. And then when you have unwholesome thoughts, you don't have unwholesome thoughts. Somebody else, you can see that person gets angry very easily. I should not have that thing. Do not allow such things to come into you. That is an important thing. And then you also see some other people have very wonderful, very compassionate people. You can see here how people practice generosity. You see some people very generous, some people are very devotional, very kind hearted. You see those nice gentle people all around and see those positive qualities that you don't have. I want to have those things in me. This is another way to improve your Samma Vayama. And then you also have many wonderful, wonderful, wholesome qualities. Every one of us has. Every one of us has those wonderful qualities, wholesome qualities. Recognize them again. You don't let them pass away just like that. Recognize them, identify them, and that is also okay to appreciate. If you have some good quality in you, recognize, and then you need to improve it. You need to further expand it. This is what we need to do. For example, in the metta bhavana, there is a hierarchy. Like you start with yourself and then go to your near and dear ones. Easy, right? And then also probably some people can even do to metta to the neutral ones. You don't know them, they don't know you. You still can do that because it's okay. I can send loving kindness. But the more difficult one may be to send loving kindness to the unfriendly ones, the one who doesn't like you, so the one who bullied you when you were in the school, so one who always hurt you, so maybe it all gossip about you. How difficult it is for you to send loving kindness to such people. So you need to know, I need to practice, I need to improve that that quality, even to expand my territory of metta, loving kindness. So continue to do that, and you can do that. For example, in the airplane, in the train, in the public transport, wherever you go, you can practice that. Whenever you enter a hotel, whenever you enter a friend's place, Every time you go to your office, every time you go home from office, send loving kindness before entering can be a beautiful way to improve your metta. Same thing with the other wonderful, wholesome qualities that you have. You have to further investigate, recognize, and then find ways to improve those qualities. That's how we need to do. Yes?
May I ask a question?
Yes.
If you the one of the Metta Suttas talk about how an aspect of metta is you don't have bad dreams. If you're doing a metta practice and you find that you're still having bad dreams, how should one practice? Specifically, I think I need maybe more equanimity in terms of when the Buddha says, "Make your mind like earth," that the earth is not disgusted, horrified, or humiliated. So, how would you practice if you find yourself getting scared, humiliated, or disgusted by the defilements that you're recognizing?
Yeah, I think one of the ways that we practice metta is not the only thing. It's the whole package. It's the whole Brahma Viharas. We practice metta, we practice karuna, right? We send loving kindness to the sentient beings in the lower realms. We worry about, we feel sorry about them. We send loving kindness to them as well. And people who are sick, we think of them. We send loving kindness to them. That is karuna. Mudita, there are people much more influential people, better off people, better looking or better educated, richer people, wealthier people, leaders of the world. I think we need to send loving kindness to them more. Because if they make a mistake, the entire world will be impacted. You see how important it is to send loving kindness to them as well. And also, if we send more loving kindness to them, maybe they can help more people. Right? So it is also important to do that. That is one way of practicing metta and karuna and mudita. You see, when you have metta, you cannot have jealousy too. The antidote for jealousy is definitely mudita. Mudita is a really powerful way. I think if you find it difficult, like I remember someone said, like, I feel jealous of some people when I. So I think that time we Buddhists have a wonderful way to cope up with that. Like you keep your palms together, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That is that is what we do when you think of when you recognize you have jealousy. Jealousy always happens when you compare with someone. I don't have that. I'm not that smart. I don't have that much money. You see, you always compare, and then you think of that person's wonderful past good karma. Oh, this person has done so much good karma in the past. So wonderful. Now he or she is being benefited with that. Practice dana sila bhavana. I should do the same. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That is how we need to motivate ourselves, by looking at someone who is better off. This is how we practice mudita. And then equanimity. Equanimity is even more advanced. Karuna is easier, mudita is more challenging. Equanimity is even more challenging. Like we see many things happening to us or to other people, and then you just have to be very, very strong within. If you are weaker within, you cannot help others. When you see someone suffering and you cry, and it is not karuna, that doesn't make karuna. You have to be stronger within to do some counseling for the others, right? If you are weak, can you do counseling? People come with all kinds of troubles and then you get stressed. Doesn't make sense, right? You have to be stronger within to practice karuna, so that equanimity is even more advanced. No matter what happens around, you don't feel bothered. You are strong. All the storms, with all the storms, it is said in Ratana Sutta, if you remember. What do you call it? Strong post.
Like a post that's
Yeah, like a post that doesn't shake with all the winds coming from all different parts. You have to be like that. Ups and downs can be there in our life. You have to, it's okay. Yeah, I recommend like, it's okay, I am okay. May you be well, happy, healthy. That's a good practice too. Yeah, you don't take it, you don't judge it, you don't react to it negatively. That is the thing. Lot of things happen in the world. We help, we do whatever we can. Physically, if you can help someone, you can do it. Or if you can send some food or clothes or medicine or money, whatever way you can help, you can do that. Or if you don't have that ability, send loving kindness with pure heart. Send loving kindness to those people. Let's say like you drive in freeway and you suddenly see someone or something, you just pass away. You can really see that. You really drive fast and you saw it later. Probably you can U-turn. So, and also maybe you are on the way to your office, you are maybe getting late or whatever. So you still can send loving kindness. You see an animal knocked down by a car on the way, and what can you do? You cry, send loving kindness, transform it. This is what I did, I think, when I was walking from New York to Washington, D.C. I saw many dead animals knocked down by cars. So I just stayed there for a while and then send metta, send loving kindness, and also transform it to them. So I saw many, 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 many animals. Yeah, that was a good opportunity to practice. Yes. Okay, I think Maria Van Dijke, thank you so much for providing the answer of the questions and feelings that arise in mind during meditation and daily life. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in the monk chat. Hopefully we can discuss more.
Yeah, 7:30.
7:30 today,
Eastern time.
Eastern time. Looking forward to seeing you all with the monk chat. May you all be well, happy, healthy. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.